This is America Daily, bringing you the best in truthful news updates and in-depth reports happening now. Welcome to America Daily. I'm Mark Jackson. It's fitting that President Donald Trump crashed a Trump-themed wedding at his Bedminster Golf Club. The crowd loved it, and it was a dream come true for the Staten Island couple, Nicole and PJ Mongelli, who are longtime Trump supporters. They sent invitations to the president, but weren't sure if he would show up. Today we hear from the newlyweds about the moment President Trump crashed their wedding. Thanks for joining us, PJ and Nicole. So how did you guys first meet?
We've actually been friends for a very long time. Our community in Staten Island is very close-knit, so we always knew each other growing up. And about 7 years ago, we reached out to each other on Facebook. We went out for coffee, and that was really it. We've been together for 7 years, and we were engaged for 2 years. We actually got engaged at Trump National Golf Club in Bedminster, where we had our wedding. And then 2 years later, we got married there.
Why did you decide to get married at the Trump National Golf Club?
We've always been Trump supporters. Even before he announced that he was running for president, we always loved him as a businessman, as a hardworking American. He represents all of our traditional values as an American. We always loved him. And once he ran for president, we were so excited, and we just supported him from day one. And when we realized he had a golf club that was not too far, it's about 45 minutes from where we live, we took a ride there one day to just check it out, and we fell in love with it. Its beauty, the staff. He also spends time there, so we loved that. The event coordinator there, her name is Amanda, she took a liking to us. We became friendly with her, and we realized that was the place where we would like to celebrate all these special occasions in our life.
Were you the first couple to get engaged there?
Yes, we actually were the first couple to be engaged there, which is kind of funny and special.
Did you send an invitation to President Trump himself?
Yes, we did send him an invitation. We sent him many invitations.
Did you hear back?
No, not from the invitation, no.
So you had no idea that President Trump would come to your wedding?
No, we had no idea. We were just hoping for the best.
Could you describe what happened when he came?
Sure, it was really an amazing experience. The first thing that happened was there's a room that is right near the reception room. So this first room we were in was the bridal suite. It was a very small room. It was where myself and my bridal party was getting ready to come out and make our grand entrance. The door was closed, so President Trump was apparently knocking on the door, and we didn't even hear him knocking on the door because we were loud and crazy and celebrating. We didn't even hear him knocking on the door. He had to tell my family members, my sister-in-law and my little cousin. He said, can you please open the door? And they just looked at him like, oh my gosh. So my cousin opened the door for him, and he just walked in the room, and there he was. We had no idea. It happened so fast. He came in and he said, I heard there's a beautiful bride in the room. And I asked him, please, sir, can I hug you? And he said, yes, you could hug me. I was so happy I got to hug him. He told my husband that he was a great guy, that he was handsome, that he had big, strong shoulders. He was really personable, and he was really very kind and sweet.
How did you feel when you first saw the president?
We were overwhelmed with so much gratitude that the leader of the free world, our president, took the time to just congratulate us and to come visit us at our wedding. And then we asked him to please come to the reception to see all of our guests. And he said, all right, I'll see what I can do. Then about an hour later, he came into the actual reception and made an appearance in there, and it was really amazing.
What were you thinking when he came and talked to you?
What was I thinking? Oh, wow. I was thinking a lot of things. I was just thinking how blessed I am, how blessed we were to have the President of the United States at our wedding, and how blessed our families are to experience this special appearance, because I don't think many people could say that they had the President of America, of the United States, come to their wedding, visit them at their weddings. It was really amazing. We were just ecstatic. We were over the moon. It was perfect. It really was.
How about you, PJ? What were you thinking at that moment?
What was I thinking? It was shocking. Like my wife said, it's the leader of the free world that graced us with his presence, something that he did not have to do. And, he went above and beyond he made our dreams become a reality. And that's something that we'll hold sacred pretty much till the end of time. I'll put it that way.
What did you say to the president?
I thanked him for what he was doing. I thanked him for coming in, not once, but for the second time. He said, no problem, thank you. And that was it. We just shook hands and parted ways with the leader of the free world.
I told him that I loved him very much. I told him that he was the best. And I just thanked him so much for making such a special appearance at our wedding. But I told him I loved him many times.
When did you start supporting Trump?
I loved Trump even when he was doing The Apprentice, because I just loved how he handled himself, how he was very blunt, how everything he did, he just spoke with such conviction. So, that's kind of how I am, so I was relatable to that. And then when, the last administration was in there, he was on social media giving his insight, giving his suggestions, his opinions. I said, wow, my wife and I said that this is somebody who needs to be the president of the United States to get us out of where we are. And by the grace of God, he's the president of the United States now.
I always loved him. Even before, like I said earlier, I always loved President Trump before he became president. He always represented what hardworking America is. He is a businessman, very successful businessman. He is determined. He has so much energy. He's so much passion. Everything that he does, he puts in 100%. He's just really someone that inspires me my whole life, and I always knew he should become president. I always had a good feeling about him.
Well, so when he started his campaign, you already thought that he should be president?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely. Like I said before, when he was on social media giving his insight, his suggestions, and his opinions, I agreed with everything that he was saying. How we need to worry about our backyard first. How we need to protect our people. How we need to protect our financial gains here. How do we keep jobs coming? How do we keep creating jobs instead of losing jobs? How do we get a stock market that's never been where it is before? So these are things that I just fell in love with, because it was like this guy was reading my mind.
Which policy do you care the most about?
One of the biggest things is how this economy's going, because I just got married, so it's like, how do I continue to have a job? If I decide to have children and more children, will they be, secure, growing up with a good education, possibilities for a great career? So those are things, that's just one aspect of it. Then you have border control. Those are things that are important also. So I think he's doing a great job at handling everything that's on his plate right now.
So in New York, a lot of people don't support President Trump, right? So why do you guys support him? What makes you different?
You know what? That's a question a lot of people ask, and that I ask also. It's, why wouldn't you want to see your country do good? Why wouldn't you want to, have a safe world to live in? And, I can't answer that, but it's just, sometimes I wish people could just, give the man a chance and let him complete his presidency in the right way.
Does your family support President Trump too? What's it like to be a Trump supporter in such a blue state?
Well, it's actually funny because Staten Island is the only borough that voted completely red, and that always goes a little to the right, more than any other borough in New York. So it's nice to be in our community and to have very similar views as people in our community. So yeah, we don't feel like we're the only ones. But when we go outside of Staten Island, yes, it could feel that way. But there's a lot more people that support him than say that they do. A lot of quiet, silent supporters. They're afraid to say it out loud. And we find those people wherever we go, and that's really nice.
What kind of feedback have you gotten on social media about the president crashing your wedding?
Oh, a lot of positive. Yes, there were, a little, negative stuff, but Nicole and I don't focus on negativity. All we do is accept positivity into our lives, and it's been great. Pretty much since Saturday night when we met the president, so it was amazing.
What did your friends and family say?
Oh, they're still in shock. They just can't believe that they were even in the same room. Forget about being in the same area of the president. They got to meet the president of the United States, and they're still in shock and awe.
Why do you think America is so divided right now?
It's very upsetting to me to watch. It is definitely the media that is causing this division. They could blame the president and whoever else as much as they want, but I think most people with a brain know that it is the media that is dividing this country, and it's really very sad. They do the devil's work, in my opinion.
Do you feel optimistic about America's future?
If a Democrat or a liberal's in office, I don't think we're headed in the right way. But from what President Trump is doing, and when he wins this next election coming up, at least we could breathe a little bit and, sigh a relief for an additional 4 years, and then worry about it when the time comes.
It's not every day that the leader of the free world stops at your wedding. So we'd like to thank PJ and Nicole for sharing their experience with us. This interview was originally broadcast on Sound of Hope Radio. Once again, I'm Mark Jackson. Thanks for listening to America Daily.